So in this tutorial, I'm going to share with you guys something about learning how to draw loosely, okay? Or a loose drawing, or the loose drawing method. People refer to it in different ways. But regardless, the point is that you're learning how to draw in a very loose way. See, like that. Now, why is this important? Well, this is especially important for people who tend to tighten up a little bit when they're drawing. Like, you want to make sure things are right. You won't put a line unless you know exactly where it's going. Or if you are obsessed, or you tend to get obsessed with getting things right. You know, you have to get the shape in the right place. That line has to be exact. Or if not, you're going to constantly erase and redraw and erase and redraw, you know, stuff like that. Or if you're afraid to restate lines, like meaning, say for example, I'm drawing a box and I feel that line wasn't right. I'll go erase and I draw it again and I erase until I get what I think is the right line. Now, restating means you boldly go over the line until you get a sense of where the line actually is. See, that's restating. And that's a part of this whole drawing loose thing. And it's also good for people who are afraid of revealing their lines that are not right. Like if you make a line that is incorrect, like say for example you have a line like that, a lot of people cannot continue drawing unless they erase that. See, and they have to go in and get that out the way. Now, drawing loose is good for, you know, like especially when you're sketching and you're drawing really quickly. You don't want to get, you know, you're not concerned with getting something perfectly accurate, or you know, you want to get everything in the right place, but you're just getting a gist of where things are supposed to be. Now that's fine as well. It's good for sketching especially, but it's good for overall drawing. Why? Because it helps to refine your sense of judgment. It helps you to develop your perception or observation skills, and it allows you to play, and most importantly, it encourages you to loosen up a bit and not take yourself too seriously. I've seen, for example, it's good when you're drawing a box like this to let your lines cross like this. I know it may seem sloppy, but it's a good thing to do. See how many times I drew this line? There are a lot of people when they're drawing, they have to do this. If the lines cross like that, whoa. They have to go in and fix it, make sure it's neat. They have to make sure this line perfectly goes to this one. And if they don't do that, they're not happy. Now, while there's nothing at all necessarily wrong with that, the thing is it causes you to tighten up a little bit. And it's good to have a very loose approach to your drawing. See how many times I'm drawing this line? And the thing is, you gotta, you know, it helps you also to draw lightly. See, I'm using my entire hand to draw, and I'm drawing pretty fast here, I guess, but you don't have to go as fast if you don't want. Now, the thing is with this is that I can go in now and clean this up as I want. I can erase those lines that I think are not necessarily correct. And see, the thing is, why it's also good to let your loose lines remain is the fact that when you draw a line that's considered not correct, then say for example you draw a line like that, right? Or a couple lines. Now, this one is going like that. It's good to leave that line, okay? And to go over it until you get the one that you like. And then when you're done, you can make that one bold. And that one will stand out. And then you can just go in and erase the ones around it. See that? So it's really good practice to try to draw as loose as you can, you know? Let your lines go past where they're supposed to. As a matter of fact, I always tell people, like, you know, one of the best ways to learn to draw a straight line, if you're drawing a point from a line from here to here, is to draw the line to pass those points. See that? And then you just erase the parts that you don't need. And then you will get a perfect line. That's a lot easier than actually trying to do like this. You see? So by, using really loose lines. So I would advise a good way to practice using, loose lines is to practice drawing like basic shapes. For example, you want to say this is like a, I don't know, maybe a lamp or something. You see what I mean? It's really good for sketching and for just getting a general feel towards whatever you're drawing. It's very important. If I want to draw a circle, for example, it's not easy to get a perfect circle or a circle on the first try. But if I just continue going around like this, eventually what I'm doing is I'm not just making the same circle over and over. I'm refining the circle with each cycle. And eventually I'm going to get a circle that I'm pretty happy with. And of course, you can apply this to, drawing animals, people, because it's really fun, and it's really non-threatening. You don't feel that much pressure to get things in the right way. You can play around with things because you're using really loose, sketchy lines. But the cool thing is you can eventually tighten up these lines. Whenever you're ready to get into getting things accurate or getting in the details, you can easily do that. Because even if you're using pen, it's the same approach. And that's it, guys. Try it out. And as I said, you can use your pencils, you can use your pen, whatever you choose to do. Just try to be really loose with your lines and not be afraid to just tackle the subject that you want to draw.